and congratulations for being part of the PAX Indie Showcase.
Thank you very much.
So tell us a little bit about your game, A Township Tale. I know a lot of our listeners out there are going to be very, very excited to get a chance to play this game. So tell us a little bit about the game itself.
Yeah, so A Township Tale is a VR RPG. It's now on Oculus Quest as well as PC. And it's a game where you, alone or with friends, with a group of friends or even strangers, kind of come across this abandoned town and start making it your home. And that process involves collecting resources like ores and wood to start repairing things and making your own tools. And eventually grows into this, this massive adventure where you're exploring all sorts of regions of this world with unique creatures and unique kind of challenges and obstacles in the way.
And you can kind of pick your occupation as well, can't you? You can choose to be a blacksmith or a warrior. There's multiple choices, isn't there?
Yeah, so when you start the game, you're not choosing a class at the start. Instead, you're just dropped into this world to explore, and you're not blocked off from doing anything. So you could go do woodcutting from the get-go, and over time you're going to find out, I really enjoy woodcutting or I really enjoy blacksmithing, and you gain the ability to start unlocking additional skills in those regards. So even a month or multiple months into playing, you're never locked off from doing any mechanic, but you might be the person in your team who has all these additional woodcutting skills that really sets you apart in that regard.
And where did the idea come about for the game in the first place for you? Was there something that kind of sparked this idea for you?
We were mucking around with VR in general. VR was quite new when we started investigating and working with Township Tale. And we were kind of in this experimental phase when we had a whole bunch of just placeholder assets in this scene, and we were just mucking around and having a bit of a laugh. And then Barmy, our lead designer, started whacking an anvil with this prop hammer we had, and then was going, wouldn't it be awesome if I was like the blacksmith? And I was going, yeah, I could be a woodcutter. I go out and bring you wood, and our minds just started exploding because it seemed like such an obvious idea for a game. This world where everyone can start, contributing together to build up this town, and it just kind of clicked from the get-go. This vision was just so clear as in its potential, and then in 2016 we went to PAX. 2016 was the year we first thought of it, and within a few months we found ourselves at a PAX booth with an initial demo of the game, and people were just queuing up, and it was almost a moment of relief where we're going, it's not just us. There's something in it that other people see too, and from there it was just, the Township Tale, the game was born.
I know from the work that I do as a screenwriter, how much fun it can be to build a world. And also for the comics that I do as well. A friend and I are in the middle of doing that right now, where we're building a world around the characters that we've developed. How much fun was that for you guys to be able to build that world and just keep on coming up for ideas about what might be in that world?
I mean, it's endless. It's crazy when you think about it. A world really has no bounds. It's only what you have the capacity to express in your medium at the end of the day. You think of Tolkien with Lord of the Rings, for instance, and we only see a small snippet of the world in his books. And for us, it's honestly an honor. Like, it's such a privilege to be in a position where we can brainstorm this sort of world, and every day we're kind of exploring new avenues, new aspects of that world, and the consequences and the intertwined connections and relationships between different things in the world. And the biggest pain is not being able to see it all come into fruition immediately. you're so excited about this world, but we got to take development one step at a time. So
definitely. Joel, where did your love for gaming come from, and when was the moment when you realized that you could actually be a game creator?
For me, I always had an interest in games, not specifically video games, but just the idea of playing, the idea of having fun. The way I've always learned best, for instance, is by trying to make something entertaining out of it. The way I do chores is I try and set myself goals so I can. To me, games are just such an intrinsic part of life. Kind of making fun of situations, even if by default they're not exciting. And so I think games have always drawn me in that sense. And then specifically myself as a programmer, this world of logic and maths was always enticing to me as well. And I think, game development is just this perfect mix of this world of logic and programming and then, fun and playing and making the most of situations. So, yeah, it's always been enticing to me. And then it was something I started exploring really early. As soon as I had access to a computer, really, I was trying to make games, and that was at a really young age where I couldn't do anything. I draw a picture on my screen and called it a game. Was my first game. But from that stage, obviously, it's been a long learning experience, which has always been incredibly interesting to me.
Yeah. Now, we know that PAX is online this year because of the lockdown in Melbourne, but how important is PAX to you as a game developer? And also, how will people be able to interact with a Township Tale as part of PAX Online?
Yes, so we as I mentioned earlier, our first kind of debut of Township Tale to the public was at PAX. PAX was really an incredible launching point for Township Tale, and I think not just as a launching point, but as an ongoing way of engaging with the community, PAX is just, I think, fantastic. There's a lot of value in talking face-to-face with people. Obviously, it's going to be in a different format this year, but this idea of direct engagement with community has always been a super essential part of our business and our development. Like, we have a Discord community where we try and stay really in touch with our community, because at the end of the day, if you don't have a community, you can't make the game. So I think PAX is really a realization of that relationship that developers and the community have with each other. And this year, obviously, things are going to be a bit different. We've got various plans to talk about a Township Tale in different capacities, from the development side of things and also just engaging with the community. I'll leave a little bit more of that up to surprise, but you'll see when
awesome.
PAX rolls around.
And if any of our listeners can't get to PAX Online for any reason, where can they go to learn a little bit more about a Township Tale and even play the game?
So if they head to townshiptale.com, there'll be links to download the game, whether they're on the Oculus Quest or whether they're on PC. And we've also got a Discord community, discord.gg/townshiptale. There's also links to that on the website. And as I mentioned, we try to be super communicative with the community. We give spoilers. We talk about the future. We love dreaming with the community. Obviously, players have lots of ideas too, not just developers. And we love that relationship where we can, really, really talk about something that we're all passionate about. And it's amazing that video games and creative mediums in general can really bring people together to share in these visions, which if anyone's interested in being part of that, we'd absolutely love for them to come join us in that conversation.
Definitely, and we'll put that link up there as well. For anyone that's listening to this on the podcast, that link will be right there where you can find more information on A Township Tale. And for those that are listening on air, you can check out our website, subcultureentertainment.com, and we'll have a link to the A Township Tale website as well. And we might even try and put a link up there for the Discord as well, because I know that we've got a Subculture Discord community and a lot of people might want to be members of both. So Joel, I just want to thank you so much for coming on the show today, and also we want to wish you all the best of luck with PAX Online as well.
Thank you very much. It means a lot. It was great talking to you.